Hello, everyone, again. All right. Hopefully this one's gonna be working. Yeah, I had we don't even know, some kind of technical difficulties. I was gonna say issues and then difficulties, and it just came out as a weird mid-word. Yes. So hopefully this time it'll work a little bit better. I'm also not sure when our broadcast cut out, so I'm not really sure like what we said.
I'm not sure.
What, this one?
The last one.
Even ever start.
Oh, this one's good.
I see.
This one's good.
Okay, this one's good. Hooray.
I talked to myself for like 3 minutes because it wouldn't let me turn off the other broadcast. I was like, I hope no one is watching this, but if you are, welcome to me alone in my room, my actual stress stream.
Megan was telling us about a stress stream she had where basically this happened.
This exactly happened.
Yeah.
It just kept recording me forever.
So we're all in Megan's stress stream. Yeah. Is the point of this.
Can you dream that we get like lots of money or something next, Megan?
Megan, are you a prophetess?
Yeah, I'll work on it. I'll see what I can do.
Cool.
All right. Well, if no one saw the beginning of the first one at all, hi guys. Welcome to another write-in for April's Camp NaNoWriMo. I hope you guys are all doing all the words and writing all the stuff. And I guess we'll just do another quick down the line of what we're working on. And this time we'll go backwards because Erin is first and she just left. So I'll say that I'm still working on my fairy paranormal book because I had a really cool dream that had to do with fairy rituals and bargains. And now I want to write it. So it sounds really awesome. And I mean, who knows, like, where it's gonna go or what part of the book. Make it happen. It was a cool dream. So, I guess I'll go backwards. So yes, that is Megan.
I am working on ghostly murder mystery book draft 1 and also draft 1 of a book with Kyra that I was supposed to get her a chapter of like 2 days ago. So probably gonna start with that and finish it up and then move on. Lots of first drafting.
Yes, sounds good. And Kelly?
I'm working on a mix of trying to finish a chapter I'm writing and trying to edit like 3 WordNerd videos because I'm trying to get like super ahead of things before I leave for a cottage for a couple of weeks. So filming and editing all the things.
Mm-hmm. And Emma?
I am still working on revising my fantasy books, the same thing as last week.
All right. And Erin, you're back just in time to tell us what you're working on again.
Yes. Sorry, I had a baby issue. Yes. I am working on my witch book, and I had somebody back there say they're also working on a witch book, which is awesome. And I think they were asking what it's about. So mine is about man-eating witches in Ireland, fighting Irish gods, and Megan has read it. So
that sounds so good.
Read it too. I'm like all out of breath from running up my stairs.
You have a small child, like that is all right.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just after the hour, so shall we just chat for another 5 minutes and start at the 5?
That sounds very good.
Mm-hmm. And see, I was so stressed getting home because I missed my bus and I was like, I'm going to be so late. And then all this happened. So I was like actually on time, and then a bunch of weird stuff happened. So
YouTube had your back. They're like, oh,
they knew.
Messed this up for you. Don't worry.
I mean, thanks, YouTube. I don't know. Thanks to the FBI agent that's actually watching this and like messing with our connection.
Yeah.
Apparently they're really bored over there.
Maybe they're too. Like they're on their break or something, and maybe they're trying to do something else, and then they just have to like click over to our window, and it's like, oh no, like.
That sounds legit.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to do like a warm-up size sprint for the first one to kind of make up for some of our lost time this evening, and then we'll do regular ones?
That sounds good.
Sure. Mm-hmm. So would that be 10 minutes?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
We've got people sharing what they're working on in the discussion section, and everyone's ideas sound amazing.
Woo! I can't wait for in like a year or two to have some amazing books.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, which will have a small writing prompt if you guys need it. but you don't have to follow it. If you've been to some of our live chats before, it's usually we'll like put out a little thing. If you need some inspiration for what you're doing, or you can use it, don't use it, what have you, share how you used it. Or just if you're working on revisions, just you go revise the stuff. And we are here for you for the next hour or so.
What is that first prompt?
My first prompt was going to be, your character has been given a key.
Ooh.
So what does it do? Where does it go? Why do they have it? Do they actually need it? Just maybe they like found it on the street and they're like, oh, this is garbage, and like toss it away again. Maybe it's somewhat significant. Who knows?
Cool.
And I'm about to put that prompt in the discussion section.
Cool.
So that you guys will have that.
Okay.
It's there now.
Yes, I will get my timer ready.
Oh, excuse me.
Davis says it's a key to Gringotts. I like that.
Yes. There you go.
Yes. What was it? Vaults?
Vault 713.
Yes. You know that right off the top of your head.
Surprised that you don't.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I've proved time and time again that my trivia is not good. I should know this because I like fall asleep to the audiobooks like every night, but I do not retain that information.
Thought I could trust you.
No.
Well, the first Harry Potter related number that came to mind was 300. Was 394. And I'm like, that's not right.
No,
And
that's
I'm like,
right.
is it
394.
Yeah, exactly. All right, it is 5 after the hour. We will meet you guys back in 10 minutes at 5:15 or 8:15 or 7:15 or wherever the heck you are. At 15, we will meet you back. So your prompt is the key, and go.
think so.
Oh, my timer just went off.
Sorry, I jumped the gun. My clock must be a little fast.
No, fucking. So, how did everyone do?
I quickly realized my computer refuses to edit videos while I'm doing a live chat. It just does not have the processing power.
Yeah.
So I got 200 words. Almost exactly.
Cool.
I got 213.
Woo! I just like rereading because I was like, oh, I'll just like put it in here, and then I completely forgot what I had already written. So rereading stuff. I cut a little bit, and then like I add like a sentence or two. So I don't know if that counts.
I got like really paranoid that my my internet was somehow the problem, and so I was like writing it all on my phone. I was like, they're gonna think I'm texting. A really long text.
I totally thought you were texting. I was like, wow, she's popular tonight.
So many friends.
All my friends
not
text
all
me.
here. I know.
We're all
You guys
secretly
should know
texting
that. I have like 2 real life friends, and the rest are internet friends.
Internet friends are great. That's fine.
Yeah. And I've met all you guys in real life.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you guys are my real life.
We are real.
I think we're real. We've gone beyond internet friends now. Once you've met each other more than once in real life, I'm pretty sure it qualifies.
Yeah. We've got people sharing their word counts in the discussion section. We've got a pretty wide range. Everyone looks like they did super good, super well. I mean, I am a writer.
Grammar's hard.
Yeah. In English.
That's what copy editors are for.
Right.
Oh. I'm finding that this book we're working on is almost done. And so like the romantic arc for my character is no longer like people who kind of don't like each other and only progress their relationship by punching each other. And I don't know how to write that as well. Like, maybe you should fight again? I don't know.
No, that's not how that works.
Is that not what a healthy book relationship looks like?
I'm totally the same way. I'm like, can't they just continue to be frenemies forever?
Yeah. And it's like, that's not what our relationships are like in real life.
No.
So,
It really shouldn't be. But
Yeah, no, you're doing something wrong. My boyfriend and I were today trying to figure out ways to fight, like reasons to fight, because we're like, we haven't fought about anything yet, because we have really similar likes and dislikes and like plans and stuff for future. So we're both like, what do you not like? We're just like, how do you feel about this? We're like, yeah, that's fine. We're like, well, do you think that the character of Ariel in The Tempest is an elemental or spiritual or a like conjured demon? And we're like, I think
perhaps
it's this one.
we can
We're like,
fight about this one.
pretty much. We're like, what can we fight about? We're like, we need something.
That's how Jared and I are basically the same person. And so every now and then we'll be like, it's been like 6 years. Should we perhaps find something to fight about?
Should we fight?
Not that we don't disagree, but
Yeah. That's funny because Sean and I don't fight really. We just like, we like snap at each other sometimes. But like neither of us is a yelly type of person, and neither of us is like super argumentative. So we're just like, oh, I don't know about that. And then like that's the like extent of it.
I think if I ever yelled at Jared, he'd be like, so this is how I feel now that you've yelled at me. Oh.
Yeah. That's good. I don't like shouty people.
I can't deal with shouting.
Yeah. Pass on that.
We've got a question from Davis Hicks. Any tips on world building? This is my first shot at fantasy, and I'm trying to fill in the gaps of populace and culture, even though I know the magical rules / physics of the world.
I don't usually do high fantasy, so it's not exactly my specialty, but I like filling out questionnaires. You can find some really good ones online that like prompt you to think of stuff you wouldn't have even thought of.
I would say when you're writing it, try not to overwrite it. Like, try not to go into it because like if a character is doing stuff in their daily life, they're not going to be thinking like, oh, like this is my iPhone, it's the height of technology, I just press a button and then this happens. Like no one's thinking like that. So I just say like let them do their thing, and they're like, oh, there's like patrol bartender's back, oh that's cool, you know.
Yeah.
Just like kind of like mention it, but don't like obsess over it.
Yeah, it's like how J.K. Rowling knew like so many details of her world that she didn't include in the books, and she can answer all of these questions that fans are asking her, but she didn't try to shove it all into the books because it would have been ridiculous. That's why she has like a Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them encyclopedia she can write later, because she's got so much knowledge that she didn't cram into the books. So yeah,
I think too, like the small details are what really make a world feel rich. Thinking about like what do their houses look like, how do they decorate them, like what kinds of things is your character going to be seeing and smelling and touching, what are those things, and can you describe them in a way that will really stand out to the reader as like, oh, that's different from what I know, or that is like familiar to what I know. Leigh Bardugo does this amazingly. If you haven't read any Leigh Bardugo, definitely read some of her. Trying to think of other fantasies off the top of my head that do it super well. I don't have enough books. Oh, Rashni Chakshi is also amazing at this.
Yes, that is a good one.
I'm having a bit of an existential crisis right now because, like, usually I would turn around too, but there's no books behind me anymore.
No. I didn't really think all of the. I mean, there's quite a few books that are fantasy, but they're based in, like, say, like Leigh Bardugo's. It's based on it's a very obvious like a spin on Russia. Yeah. So like there's always a springboard to jump off when you're when it's that type of thing where I'm like, oh, it's European inspired, so I can go back and look at their holidays and do like a little twist on them, or so yeah, if you've got a launch pad, so to speak.
The world in the Court of Five series by Kate Elliott really came to life for me, and it didn't feel super derivative of like a lot of other fantasy worlds, and like there isn't a specific thing I can point to. It's just little things added up to make a world I really believed in.
Yeah, it's really good world building.
Yeah, it's a great book.
And this is something that is I find for me personally it's a lot easier to do in revisions, like all those little details, because I will spend so much time thinking about like, but I don't know how they decorate their door frames. How can I move on if I don't know how they decorate their door frames? So I try to wait until revisions for like the really small details that I think make the biggest difference. We had Valerie in the discussion section recommended Jenna Moresi has some good world building tip advice on her YouTube channel, and I definitely agree with that. I really
she
like
does.
World building tips and her whole channel.
Yeah, Jenna Moresi is awesome.
Yeah.
I want her book to come out in actual paperback so I can buy it, but it doesn't come out to the end of the month, and I want it now. It's already out in ebook now. We're also at we're at 5. I keep saying 5 because that's my time, but we're at the 24 of the hour. So shall we go real quick at the 25, or do you want to do another 6 minutes until the 30?
I'm good to just go. We've got
let's jump
seconds to get organized.
Okay, yeah, a minute to get organized, and then we'll jump back into a writing sprint.
How long is this one?
Yeah, this time we'll go for 20 minutes, like we usually do.
And do we have a prompt?
My prompt for this one is your character's motivation changes.
Ooh, that's such a good one for like a plot point.
Thank you. So it was like,
one day I really want to just like write a book based on the prompts of like, I have no idea where this is going. Let's see what happens.
All right, 25. We'll see you guys back here at the 40.
The 45.
45. 45. I can math. Okay.
And if we didn't answer your question, we'll get to it after the sprint. Yay.
And time for everybody.
That was a big sigh afterwards.
Yeah, everyone just, okay.
We made it.
We made it. All is good. Guys, I think it's working. I think I'm getting super excited about writing again. And this is good. I'm happy. I'm also at the end of the month going to go away for a couple days up to a cabin where there's no Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna, yes, maybe I get a start on this and then just bring my laptop and write for 3 days. That'd be nice. So how'd everyone do?
320 and distractions.
Yes. 137 and distractions. Actually, I would have gotten more, except I was writing and then I turned my caps lock on. I didn't realize it, so I had to rewrite half. Like a paragraph because I looked. I was like, okay, let's read it over, and then it turned into like, there's a colossal hourglass full of tiny blue flowers. I was like, oh, geez, okay. I was like, oh no.
We told you we don't like shouty people, right, Joel?
Yeah. Well, I don't either, so I had to go like reading it, like, oh god, I had to go retype some stuff.
I got. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's hard to know how much you get done when you're doing edits and kind of like bouncing all over the manuscript, like lots of scrolling.
Well, I fixed 2 things and broke 7. So
Exactly.
Progress.
I finished
maybe
revising one scene and then like looked at the next scene and remembered that it's the one where I had like a whole crisis in my world building because like and I still haven't figured out how people cook food. I'm like, do they have some form of stoves? I don't know. Because I feel like in so many fantasy books, like they take place like in a palace or something, or like they're traveling and just cooking over a fire. But I'm like, what if people have just their own little houses? How do they cook? I don't know.
That's true. I guess it would be like you would have stone ovens or
yes, but like
stone
most of the book takes place at the beginning. This part at least takes place in the summer, and I'm like, no one would want to have like a fire going all day.
Maybe outside.
It's too hot.
Did you do it outside?
Oh, crisis. I certainly don't know how people cook in fantasy books. Like,
Roof gardens.
I need to just read a bunch of fantasy.
Make roof gardens.
You should just call Cassandra Clare and give them magical microwaves. I think it was Cassandra Clare who had like a magical motorcycle. It's like
yeah, she did.
That's a motorcycle.
But I mean, like her books take place in the real world.
That's
so,
true.
Like,
That's fair. That's fair. It was something else I was reading.
Motorcycle.
It was something else I was reading that they had cell phones basically, but they were like powered by magic, and it was set in like a steampunk 19th century world. And I was like, these are cell phones. These are cell phones.
Yeah. In my first draft. In my first draft, I just went with they just have some sort of stove, like they're technologically advanced that they have enough that they have that. So.
Works for me.
Because with the way the magic system works, they can't cook with magic because you have to like sacrifice a memory every time you use magic, so that's not like feasible.
Not enough for your macaroni and
I
cheese.
put a lot of restrictions on myself in this book by creating that magic system.
I like that though. Here, just like have them take a walk around a park. Just like have them walk around, be like, oh wow, what a pretty flower, and then just like sacrifice that. Damn, they can cook. Ta-da! So it would be like, what did you do yesterday? Like, I think I took a walk. Like, and then like, all right, we're just
I ate
on.
really well.
Yeah.
Oh, I
like that idea because the more extravagant you live, the like more like I don't remember any of my past, but I have a lot of stuff.
Oh, I love it.
It's really good.
Thank you.
I got
I just realized in my. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. I just realized in this first scene that I'm writing, I'm like, yeah, I can't have this thing go on because that doesn't really make any sense. So now I'm like, all right, we're gonna write this like minor celebration. We're gonna write it into like a giant like once in a lifetime celebration. So now I'm like, okay, gotta rewrite most of the beginning to like make it super intense, and they've been preparing for weeks and there's been all this hype about it. I'm like, yeah, I like that better. I just need to write a lot more of it now.
A lot of work.
Yes, but that's okay because I can just kind of like make it into one of those like fairy balls, and I'm like, let's just get it right off the bat. You don't even have to wait for it. It'll just get it right off the bat. It'll be great.
I did that where I'm like, I'm done the story, I've written it, I'm just revising the whole thing, and I'm like, let's put this random thing in that I then have to go through the whole manuscript and change little bits and pieces. Yeah.
I miss revising. I never thought I would say that.
No, I don't think I will ever say that.
I've just been like first drafting so much, and like they're all really messy first drafts, and I just want to fix some of them, like get done with this so I have something I can fix and make into something nice. Like I got like 500 words, but like 50 of them were just me saying things like I fling my arms around his neck and he drops what he's working on, and we are so precious it makes the writer want to gag.
Amazing. Breaking that fourth wall.
I was like copying and pasting this like next scene, and like I noticed like towards the end there's a part where I just put sparks fly. Wow, 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 wow. He's like, cool, I still have to write that.
Love it. Perfect. Published right there.
Published.
Could you imagine like actually getting that book and then opening it and then reading to that point and being like, what the hell?
Okay.
Every
Wow.
time there's a romantic scene, it's just like, they feel lots of chemistry. Ooh.
I've literally accidentally sent things to beta readers. Like, I think it was Kyra who was commenting because I was like, chapter whatever this one is.
I
or
know
something.
Yeah, you should do that.
I always do that. Kyra's like, this is my favorite chapter. Oops.
Yeah, or it would say like chapter what.
Yeah, chapter one, as a lot of them said.
I never remember. I'm like, I think it's 2, but I don't know. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, it literally starts on like chapter 4. You've like already forgotten.
So bad with that.
I just stopped writing full chapters. Like I just started writing until I wanted to stop, and then I would stop, and then I would just like break it up later. It was like, no, I can't. No.
Yeah. That's I do sometimes do that because I do naturally do breaks, but I don't naturally do full like complete chapters when I'm drafting usually.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've been trying to do this new thing where I leave an unanswered question or like kind of like almost like a cliffhanger, whether it's like physical action or like the question of what the heck is the character thinking or going to do, like at the very end. So I'm like trying to make more specifically chapter-like chapters, but I still have no idea which chapter is what number.
That's like
Chapter, whatever
last
this one is.
step.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We did have some questions from Dark Deluxeful. We had, do you listen to fictional podcasts? If so, which ones? I listen to a bunch, and I'm curious to see which ones everyone else listens to.
That's something that I haven't gotten into yet, but I would like to.
Yeah. I like Welcome to Night Vale.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I feel like everyone listens to Welcome to Night Vale.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to give that one another try because I listened to like 2 episodes and I was like, I don't get it.
It doesn't get less weird. You just get used to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you ever get it. It's just like, it's just so weird.
I just like am simultaneously laughing and horrified the whole time.
It's really unsettling. I cannot be like, for those of you that have been watching this channel for a while, you probably know I have anxiety. And if I have any kind of hint or whiff of anxiety, I cannot listen to that podcast because it's really unsettling. It's very like, yeah. And like normally I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. But if I even have like a hint of like a little bit of anxiety, I'm like, no, we'll listen to Harry Potter or something instead. Because yeah, I can't. It's too weird, and it's like a horror. It's like a strange horror type of podcast.
It's like my perfect brand of dark humor.
Yeah.
Dark and weird.
Yeah. Like when they're talking about like the Boy Scout rules, and it's like there's the Eagle Scout and then there's the Blood Oath Scout.
And the dog park, what's the
do not go near the dog park.
Do not go into the dog park, whatever you do. The mysterious hooded people outside the dog. I can't even, it's been so long since I watched it. Such a good podcast.
How do you guys remember that much?
Yeah, actually, I never.
Solid
Very
recommendation.
memorable.
It's so good. It really is very good. It's like Stephen King though. Like I can't listen to it like or read in Stephen King's case like it back to back too much because then I feel like your brain goes in really weird places.
I love
if I
it.
get too much. If I get too saturated with it.
We had another question from City Loves Country. Also, sorry if I missed your questions. I just realized that there's like a new function where it gives you top comments and you have to select if you want to see all of them. So I selected that now, and I'm very sorry if in the last few weeks I've missed anyone's comments. But City Loves Country asked, has anyone tried verbally recording their book, for instance, while driving, and transposing it once they get to a computer? Any tips for that?
Kelly's
That is a great idea.
There
I would do that in dreams.
There's apps and programs where you won't have to type it out yourself. So that is the biggest tip of if you're going to try to do something like that. The biggest one is Dragon, or the Nuance brand, and a lot of them are called Dragon something or other, that have like apps and stuff where you talk and then it will transcribe it for you. You want to read it through because it learns how you're talking over time. So for the first little while, there's going to be a bunch of mistakes, but eventually it's really, really accurate and it just writes for you.
That's awesome. I feel like I do that too. Like I have conversations with myself of like characters, what like, oh, and then this character can say this, and this character can say this, and then I forget half of it or try and write it out. So I've tried that.
It's super awkward to begin with, but once you get into it, I forget I'm even like it comes fairly naturally the more you do it.
Cool.
But at first it feels super awkward because you are like talking in punctuation and stuff.
Oh, do you have to say like sentence ends or like period or whatever?
Yeah, period.
No.
You get used to it. I thought I couldn't do it either, and that so many people try it for like an hour, find it awkward and stop, but you just kind of have to push through that initial.
So you have to say stuff like, then after going to the grocery store, comma, I went down to buy coffee, period. Like you have to say that?
Yep.
Oh, that's super weird. Like quotation marks, this and this.
Yep.
What if you have to say
too bad because
the
like
word period though? Like
Yeah,
I'm
what
just
I'm
talking
saying,
about this period. Like
sometimes it catches you in how like the tones of your
sentence?
voice, basically. Because you
Interesting.
pause differently after a period. Like, and sometimes it will be something you have to clean up, but for a lot of it can't do it. Like if you're saying period like this in the middle of a sentence, it's not a thing.
Yeah. I feel like I've tried to like talk into my phone before, and if I say like quotation marks, it'll just like write out quotation marks. I'm like, no, that's not what I meant.
Yeah. We did have Valerie in the discussion section said that they've done that with voice to text. And then you just email the text to yourself when you get home. And you'll have to double check for things like quotation marks. But we had people, one or two people also recommend YouTubers. Back when we were talking about Jenna Moresi, we had a recommendation for Kristen Martin, who I wanted to second that recommendation. Her videos are also amazing. I think I am caught up on questions. If I've missed your question, please re-ask it. I am probably not skipping it. We don't tend to skip questions.
All right, well, we got 1 minute left, so we'll just, we'll chat, and then we'll do another 20-minute sprint at the hour.
And what is our prompt?
Oh, that's right. This one is A Secret is Revealed. I was thinking more like when I wrote it, like someone tells someone a secret, but like it could be, on a grander scale, or someone yells it, or I don't know, etc.
Got a secret to tell.
Yeah, exactly. Like on a parapet across the entire castle, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, I did just see your question, Courtney, and I'm putting it to the side so that we'll answer it first thing after our next sprint. Anyone else, if I missed your question, please re-ask it. Or if you have other questions, feel free to ask them.
All right, it is the hour. Do 20 minutes. A secret is revealed for your character. We will see you back here very soon. and time.
It goes so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I did 314 words, but mostly I'm just describing stuff.
I got 186 and then finished my chapter. So I got started on plotting because I actually have no clue what's going to happen at all for the rest of the book. So.
Uh-oh.
How did everyone else do?
I'm not
In
sure.
sharing mood.
It felt okay.
Man, people
think
are
I'm
killing
mostly-
it in the discussion.
I'm deleting words now. I'm the opposite of Rachel. I'm
Uh-oh.
deleting description.
We've got one question from before we jumped on to the sprint. And then we're going to do one more sprint for the night, right?
Yes, we'll do one
Yeah.
more mini sprint. We're going to do another 10-minute sprint. I guess after we answer this question, so possibly at the 25 or possibly at the 30.
Depending on how long it takes.
Exactly.
We had a question from Courtney M. Any tips on not overworking yourself when trying to finish a project on a schedule? I have a few months to finish an audio drama along with school, work, and life. Last time I barely slept. It was horrible. Sleep is important.
Yes, please do get sleep.
I become a very unlikable person when I don't get enough sleep.
Yeah. Definitely say like make a schedule for yourself and like stick to it as much as you can.
Depending on how you need to break up whatever your goal is, pacemaker can be great. I'm not sure what's involved in an audio drama, but
Yeah, I use, what is it called? Somebody else, one of the other word nerds suggested it. It's the one that's basically just like a timer. You set it for 15 minutes and then you get a 5-minute break.
Tomato timer.
And repeat. That is probably it. Yes. That works for me, especially because you get like a 5-minute break in between. But like, I'm kind of in a similar position as our original question asker. I have like an insane deadline and then a baby and a billion other things. And I'm finding that I am just like having to really be like harsh on myself and being like, okay, I do watch an hour of Netflix before bed. So I don't need to watch an hour of Netflix before bed. It is my like kind of time to unwind, but like I could sacrifice that for a couple of days at a time and get this type of stuff done. You might not be watching any Netflix. You might not have like something that you do to just like kick back, but like, or I'll like edit while I'm watching Netflix. I don't know, just little stuff like that usually I find I am wasting time or using time for something else that could be just temporarily used for what I need to get done. I don't think that's practical all the time though, because you do need time to do what you want to do without using any brain power sometimes.
If this isn't like I know sometimes we like procrastinate or it's just been so much work that you get down to it and it's like, oh my God, I have like 5 days and I absolutely cannot schedule. It just has to be work all the time. But if you find yourself in a scenario where you do have a little bit of control over when you're working, like Erin said, like finding times that you're like wasting a lot of time, I would recommend also trying to schedule out your day as much as possible. Having a rigid schedule really helped me, not this week, but last week. I had a very big deadline for a very big project I was working on. And so I was getting up probably at like 8 a.m. and then working on it until dinner time and like taking my lunch at my desk and stuff. And the thing that I had to do for me to make sure that I wasn't overworking myself and like creating a situation where I was going to be super drained and like not sleeping was that I did set a time that was like at this time I'm getting ready and going to bed, and that was like non-negotiable. And then I also liked to either in the morning as I was getting ready or in the evening, I gave myself like, I can watch one 15-minute YouTube video and like I can take that time to just like relax and mentally prepare. Because for me, that's really important. And I get very overwhelmed if I don't take just a little bit of time to relax and be like, it's fine. Everything is going to be fine. If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your mental health is important. Kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I hear, at least. Well, should we start at the 30, I guess? Since
Yeah,
we're just over the 25.
Yeah.
We had a question. Speaking of Kristen Martin, have any of you read Shadow Crown? I have not. Have you guys?
No, it sounds cool.
Yeah, I want to. It's Kristen's book.
Title.
Oh, okay. I will look it up.
Yeah. Miss Virgo recommended, I feel like one of you might use this app, but the app where you set goals and trees grow when you meet them.
Oh yeah, Flora.
Flora.
Cool.
I
like
have one
that.
that's the same. It's called Forest instead. But I tried to find Flora and I couldn't find it.
I think Forest is the Android version and Flora
Oh,
is
that
the
makes
Apple
sense.
version. Yeah, it's like you like write for like 20 minutes or whatever, and like if you don't use your phone at all, then like a tree grows.
That's cool.
I would be so bad at that.
Yeah.
I
And you
keep
can
forgetting
like
to try it, but it sounds like something I would love.
yeah,
Mhm.
you just like leave your phone, and as long as the screen stays locked. And I think you can also set like a monetary incentive where like if you like use your phone in that amount of time, then you have to like pay like $5, and that money goes towards planting a tree or whatever, like planting a real tree.
Mhm.
So,
I like that idea. Yeah.
That is so
I want to
cool.
keep my money.
Yeah.
Mostly, I would care more about fictional trees inside my phone than like the fate of my career.
real
So I would be
tree.
more invested in that.
I know. I'm like, I want to see a virtual forest grow.
And the idea
Yeah,
of money being on the line is a super incentive.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you actually see a forest grow, or is it just
No,
because that would be cool?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
that's
far as
sad.
I know.
Oh, I want to grow a virtual forest. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
Virtual, like, yeah, it doesn't really grow over time. I think once you're done, the thing like fully pops up.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's like if you
that's
make it
cool.
through the full 20 minutes or whatever. Yeah.
That's still cool.
Still cool, but it could be cooler.
Well, if you're sitting there watching the tree grow, you're not writing.
Yeah, true.
They knew that. That's why they did.
And then you can like decorate the trees, and then it becomes a full-time addiction. You have no time for writing anymore.
And
But
then
I'm very invested.
Bill.
Oh dear.
That'd be a great app, like a Farmville, but then it like shifts over to like, okay, now you write, and that will grow your crops. Oh, I'm gonna invent this.
Invent
Do
it. Yeah.
it.
Step one,
And
learn
then
to program.
Like,
And
now
now if you
have some
don't
computer
reach your
skills, he can
goal-
do that for you, right?
Yeah.
If you don't reach your goal by the end of the month, then your crops are set on fire. And
The
Plague of
Vikings
locusts.
come.
Yeah, exactly.
there you go.
Oh, I want to do this. This sounds good.
Write it down.
Do it. Do it.
Right, 1 minute left. I'll set my timer
Alright.
up again.
Do we have a prompt?
Really, I'm just gonna go with something super lazy and be like, write with rain.
Excellent.
Did you say write with rain?
Yeah, but like,
Oh, that's funny because I literally just pulled up rainy mood because I was like, I'm gonna write
oh, cool.
the sound
Yes.
of rain.
Yeah, there you go. You can write like your characters in the rain. You can write to the sound of the rain. I've just been into it because it's raining right now where I live, and it's just like a beautiful rainy day to stay inside and drink tea.
I
So
don't know if it's raining
feeling
over
it.
here. I'm separated by an island.
yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
know if it's raining.
All right,
Usually
so
it
this is 30. We'll see you guys back here in 10 minutes. We're only doing a 10-minute sprint this time.
Excellent.
Go. And time for me.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay.
How did I do this time? 216 words, but it was all plotting. So not nothing, but
I did 103. Again, more like description stuff. But I also wrote a lot about food, and it's probably because I'm really hungry.
food is my favorite world building in every book.
Yeah, it's true. I remember reading the Redwall books when I was about 13 or 14, and like there'd be like pages and pages of description of the feasts they would have.
Ooh, I've heard so many people
so hungry
say that about the Redwall books. Like, I've never read them, but that seems to be what people took away from those books as the food. Because you're not the first person I've heard say that.
Mainly the feasts they have, really. A lot of description. And it would always make me so hungry. And it sounded good. It wasn't like, what the heck is this weird stuff they're eating? I was like, oh my god, it all sounds so good.
Harry Potter honestly always made me hungry because they were always having
feasts.
But then I found out what like steak and kidney pie was and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe not.
Maybe not.
I definitely thought they were talking about kidney beans as a kid. So
Yeah.
we don't eat kidney in the U.S.
British food.
I was like, steak and beans? That sounds good.
That sounds really good.
No. Like, food in the UK is weird. Like, my friend is Scottish, and she's like, I'm just going to get that really good blood pudding I had last time. And I was like, what now? What? What pudding? She's like, yeah, do you want some? I was like, no, there's no part of me that wants any of that. Blood pudding.
Yeah, German people have a thing for blood sausage, and I'm like, no thanks. I can go my whole life without ever meeting that cultural
Same
experience.
With like, yeah, she like eats haggis too, and she's like, oh, we should have haggis sometime. I'm like, yeah,
no, it's okay. I get my Scottish side. I'm like, no, I'm okay with never having that experience. That's okay.
No for me.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Do you have anybody sharing? I'm trying to find my. Do you have any sharing? Do we have anybody sharing word counts? Because I'm just one of my other one is just loading, and I'm like, come on, guys. My tabs are just not having it.
Yeah, everyone's doing really great. We've got like 98 to almost 400. It looks like.
Very nice.
People are doing so well.
Woo!
Awesome.
I'm not seeing any new questions, so.
Okay, that's fine. Probably wrap this up around now anyway. Yeah. Well, I'm starving. Writing happened today. That was good. First week into Camp Nano. So that's 3 more weeks left. And we will be having 3 more write-ins because we're going to be doing write-ins every Sunday for the entire month of April. So if you don't have any writing time, you can write with us.
The last Sunday of the month is book club.
Oh, right. Always. And this this
Darker
month.
Shade of Magic is this month.
Yeah!
Such a good book.
So in between writing, you can read that book, and then at the end of the month we shall discuss, and we shall be back to you with daily videos, as we always are, for the rest of the week. So I hope to see you guys next Sunday for the other live chat, and or maybe you'll just see our lovely faces throughout the week. And we will see you guys hopefully throughout the month. Bye!